welcome. Took a while to get this decision made, I know. What finally convinced you that Joe Gibbs Racing Motocross was where you needed to be?
Well, I think, as you can see, I got my dad in the back holding up his hands, saying it was him. But honestly, when I came up to the shop, I want to say it was 3 months ago. It seems like a while. I saw what those guys was doing here, and from the Cup side of things, and honestly, I've seen them racing at the races and stuff, and just seeing the facility and what they did to their motorcycle, because obviously we both has been riding Yamahas for the last few years, and I came up here and it's the first time I'm looking at their bike, and it's like, is this the same motorcycle? Is that the same one I'm racing? And it was cool because with Jeremy, I worked with Jeremy a while back, and then coming up here talking with Coy and then talking with Coach, I just knew it was a great fit, and I think it took a while because there's a lot of things that we wanted to do and make sure we was going to make the right decisions and go down the right path, and I thought it was great. I thought it was a great decision for us, and it was I think it's going to be pretty special.
It definitely did take a while. I was ready day one. Big James, you were always on our side, so I give it up for him.
Obviously, we have the stock car sitting over here with your name on it, your number on it. Nice-looking Yamaha colors over here. A lot of folks wondering what will be the transition from the motorcycle to the stock car.
Well, I think number one is, I came over here to race for the motocross team and to bring a championship to Joe Gibbs Racing, and Coy and Jeremy and David, everybody's been awesome with me. And I think for me, I look at the future, and obviously I think the future is car racing for sure, but I also think I got a lot of things that I want to do in racing first, and I think coming here, my first decision was to come here and win a championship for these guys. I felt like that's what I was brought here and stuff like that. And I think for sure the car racing, I definitely got to get my feet wet in that. I actually gonna go do a little bit in actually a couple of weeks to go drive around. But for sure, I think the main focus next year is to win the 2012 championship for Joe Gibbs Racing.
Coy, the good news is you got James Stewart. Bad news is you no longer have any excuses.
No,
championships are now expected.
No,
how much
I
pressure
agree.
is that?
Our thing is we know he wins championships, so it's our turn as a team to step up and support him and help that happen. I'm excited about it. I think any form of pressure on that side, that's easy. Getting him signed and going through all that pressure, that was not easy. That's a difficult deal. But now we're here, and I think we're ready to step up and show everybody that, hey, we've got a first-class team that can help him win championships.
One more, James, before I turn it over to the media out here. Coach Gibbs is extremely well known for being a very good recruiter and has some very unique ways of getting that task done. When he wants somebody, he has a lot of ways of letting you know he wants you to be a part of his team.
Yeah.
Every driver here has a story of how he recruited them. What's the best one you have for us?
I think I got a bunch of them. I think one calling me anytime after 11 p.m. That's one. He would call me every night, and if I missed the phone call, he would call me back and say he's going to call me back. and we would talk, and we would just talk, and he's like, "Hey, James, I want you. I want you." And it was good, and it was, he flew. I remember one night he called me, and he said, "Hey, what you doing tomorrow?" And I was like, "Oh, I think I'm going to go ride." And he's like, "All right, I'll be down there in the morning." So he shows up. He shows up at the house, and I'm out there practicing, and my dad was out there, and he's sitting there, and he's walking around the house, and he's like, "Hey, James, I want you, right? I really want you." He flies back up to North Carolina, calls you that night, he said, "Hey, I had a great time, I want you. I really want you." And it was the best part, and this is the part I love about Coach, is that, number one, he's a great guy, and he's an honest guy, but he will never call you from the same number twice. And